Bang! Welcome back, guys. Today is April the 6th. Right now it is around 2:30 p.m. And lately, all the news has been about, Trump tariffs, Nvidia tariffs, Trump, Taiwan, China, all these tariffs flying around. We're kind of skipping over the fundamentals of the business. So, around a few days ago, Nintendo announced the launch of the Switch 2. Now that it's whatever is Nintendo. What does it have to do with Nvidia? They're both in the kind of in the gaming sector, but now Nvidia's move on to the AI sector. Anyways, Switch 2 is powered by Nvidia's custom chips. Not really sure exactly what the full name of it is, but it is powered by its custom chips, and it's not a lot of revenue considering the scale that Nvidia drives from its data centers, but Switch 1 sold around 150 units, 150 million units throughout its lifetime. So if just Switch 2 also sells around 130 million units and at around $35 of profit margin for Nvidia per unit, Nvidia could set to gain somewhere around $5.6 billion. Drop in the water compared to what our AI services are running. But another interesting development that's happening due to Trump doing tariffs and hoping to bring back jobs to the U.S. is that companies don't really want to hire Americans because of our higher wages and the taxes that are associated with hiring human labor. So what they're turning to is AI robots from Boston Dynamics. I think Honda already bought like couple hundred, couple of thousand of those units. So that's another interesting development that's happening is that companies do want to manufacture in the US, yeah, sure, but you're not getting the jobs from them. They're just buying robots now. Now, why do I bring this up? Because Nvidia, remember that last GTC conference where Jensen Huang was walking around with that AI dog or something? That's just the next play. AI robots, AI humanoid robots that can take your jobs. Not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but Nvidia seems to be everywhere at the right time. I'm still buying, folks. 95 is way too cheap. I think the fair value is somewhere around like 200 or so. I'm going to keep buying the dip. Only problem I have is that running out of money to buy the dip. So, yeah, hold on tight, guys. The times are changing. All right. The AI robots, the AI robot, market cap, whatever, it has a potential. It's probably multi-trillion-dollar business in like 5 to 10 years. The Switch market is like $5 billion. Not much, but it's just there. Once again, it's there. People would be developing Switch games. People would get more accustomed to Nvidia's software, and it's just the system, the ecosystem is growing. We started as a game GPU company. Now we're an AI company. At the same time, the background software is getting integrated into robots, cars, gaming PCs, DLSS, internet, the data centers, everything's coming together, and Nvidia is going to drive all this shit forward. So I feel safe putting my money into Nvidia, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is. So I'm doubling down here, tripling down. Every single extra dollar I can get my hands on, I'm shoveling it into Jensen Huang's pocket, so to speak. All right. Now, the big bull in the china shop, the big elephant in the room is still Trump tariffs. From reading a room, it seems like it really is a negotiating tactic because there's no way he's gonna hold this up. The stock market's crumbling. There's protests all over the place. I think he's gonna cave soon. So if you're gonna be doing plays like this, I will buy leaps out until like 2026, maybe like June 2026 or something. The trade war, it might linger for a bit. It might linger for a few more months than we anticipated, but we're starting to see results. Taiwan's taking down their tariffs. Vietnam's taking down their tariffs, and soon all the less developed nations will be taking down their tariffs, and they'll be, try to appease to Trump. So whatever his strategy is, and as much as we're pissed off about him doing stuff so erratically, I think his strategy is working. Other countries are starting to fold their tables, so to speak, and starting to swing trade back to the U.S. But the only problem with that is that it's not going to boost our labor market by much because we're switching to robots now. And in order to position your portfolio correctly for robots is Nvidia. Well, until like Boston Dynamic becomes public or another robot company or some sort, maybe Tesla. And Tesla is right now is a car company, so yeah, safest play for AI robots for AI infrastructure is Nvidia. Still Nvidia, has been Nvidia for the past couple of years, and that's my bull case for it. That's all, folks. Happy hunting on Monday.